What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide. Welcome to day 24 of the 31 Days of Horror. Today, we're going to be talking about actually a pickup that I made yesterday, and it is a movie that I've been watching for as long as I can remember, and that film is Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive. This is the Anchor Bay release, and I was stoked to find this at Value Village. And amazing cover art. This is probably one of my favorite cover arts. I don't even think I've ever seen this cover art before, but this was Stephen King's directorial debut, and a lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it, a lot of people are on the fence about it. I'm one of those people that actually really enjoys this film because I think it takes kind of this cool look at electronics gone bad. And it's all because of this, basically, if you've never seen the film, I'll give you a bit of the premise. It's all about this comet or this meteor goes past Earth, and in the comet's wake, there's all this, I don't know if you call it, like, electromagnetic pulse or, like, radioactivity or whatever the fuck it is. It makes electronics or stuff with small motors or big motors go insane and want to kill people. And all the way to the point where, these big transport trucks, it's sort of like the selling feature of the film. All these transport trucks are going nuts, almost led by this transport truck that's like in the shape of the Green Goblin. But there's a scene where they're all running out of gas, and Emilio Estevez's character is like pumping gas in these things, like almost as like a peace thing. It's funny. It's got some moments. It plays itself pretty seriously, but there is some good, really good, memorable scenes, like from when I was a kid. Like, you'll see this coming up soon, but there's a portion in this film that involves an electric knife, which I love, which I've utilized in something that you're going to be seeing very shortly. And I just thought that was always really badass and just cool, and it almost made me afraid of electric knives, like for my whole life, pretty much. But really enjoy that scene. I love the scene where there's this guy that's inside of the arcade, and if these weren't around for my days, but there used to be cigarette machines and coin machines. Well, there's always been coin machines, but the cigarette machines, that's something that have never been in my lifetime, at least that I've been aware of. There's a guy in the arcade, cigarette machines going nuts, spitting out cigarettes, coin machines spitting out money, all this kind of shit, and he's just loading his pockets, and then he gets killed by I think he gets killed by one of the arcade machines. I don't exactly remember, but basically the movie is all about this group of people that are holed up at a diner gas station, and Emilio Estevez is like our main dude, and it's all about them just trying to survive these machines. Like, there's a crazy scene, or not a crazy scene, but there's like this couple of other subplots where there's like this traveling Bible salesman. There's this newlywed couple. The wife is actually the voice of Lisa Simpson, and it's really enjoyable to see all the banter and stuff, because it's not like, it takes itself seriously in certain parts, but then other parts it's just like ridiculous. So I don't know. I've always really liked this movie. Another really good scene that I always liked was, or not liked, but was terrified of, was the scene where the guy gets gasoline in his eyes. Like, fuck, man. That's brutal. Even now, like, as an adult, when I'm pumping gas, sometimes I'll just think of that scene and be like, fuck, could you imagine? Like, this is no shit. This is kind of, stupid on my behalf, but recently, within the last year, I was at a gas station, and, a lot of gas pumps, not all of them, but a lot of them have this little latch on them. So like when you put the gas pump in the tank, you can flip this little latch thing, and it'll make it so you don't have to hold down the trigger of the gas pump. So I was at this gas station, and they had one of those, or I thought they did, and I was like trying to activate the little latch, wasn't working, and for some reason, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, but I pulled the entire gas pump out, and it just went all over the side of my car, all over me. And the fucked up part about that was I was on my way to a grocery store, and it's it's far enough away that I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. So I went to a grocery store covered in gas. All right, not as intense as the maximum overdrive gas in the eye scene, but still pretty fucking crazy. This movie though, it has a couple of lines that I've always loved. I think at the beginning of it, Stephen King is actually the one that I believe says it, where he goes up to an ATM and the ATM calls him an asshole, and of course Stephen King's like, "Honey, this machine just called me an asshole," like almost in that Jordy Verrill voice from Creepshow. Always really enjoyed Maximum Overdrive. I think that if you're gonna watch it, and you have that like preconceived notion that it's gonna be bad, then you're not gonna enjoy it. You just have to look at it or watch it for what it is. That's probably one of my biggest problems with like the film going experience, or like being a cinephile. You know what I mean? That is too many judgments are made without seeing movies. So it happens in every sort of subculture, I believe, but with movies especially, like I'm not a fan of any of those Marvel films or like Star Wars or any of that shit. I do like Star Wars, like the ones from the 70s and I believe early 80s was the last one, but as far as those new ones go, I think they're dog shit. I've seen some Marvel movies, I think they're dog shit, but the only thing more toxic to me than those movies are the fans of said movies, because everyone has got like this insane opinion, and they want it to go this way, they want it to go that way, but they would have no fucking idea how to make a film if they ever tried. And like, granted, those Marvel movies, like a lot of them, you can tell that they're not like, and even I've heard conversations on like podcasts and shit like that, because sometimes I'm interested in hearing what certain people have to say, and you'll hear like, oh well, they planned out all of the action scenes and then they wrote the story. Like they storyboard all the action scenes and then make the movie. And it's like, that's dumb. Like I don't know. I think story should be king in every circumstance, including like, horror movies and stuff like that. I don't want to just see like, for instance, like a Saw type movie where it's just like gore for the sake of gore, Hostel, that type of shit. And was never really big into those, although I kind of been wanting to rewatch Hostel 1 because I watched Hostel 3. Fuck. This is going back a few months now, but it just happened to be I was either at my dad's or I had it here or I watched it online or whatever the fuck it was, but I was like, this movie sucks. It's not the best thing since sliced bread, but I'm kind of having a little bit of fun with the idea, but it's been so long since I've seen the original, so I'll have to go back to those eventually. But anyways, Maximum Overdrive is a movie that you should watch if you have not. And yeah, I appreciate everybody for watching. Leave a 666 in the comments. And with that being said, adios.